And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, epic VeVe live stream once again. We just have one drop today. It is a blind box, another comic book drop today. Started the live stream a little bit early, so shout out to everybody joining the live stream a little bit early today. Appreciate you guys. Today for the drop, we have Marvel Digital Comics, NYX, issue number 3. And I think this is a pretty solid comic book long term. It's not going to be a holy grail, I don't believe, but I think long term, it could be a pretty decent one. I do think short term, though, it could get, hit a little bit hard with the announcement of the Golden Moments dropping. We've seen any time that VeVe's released a big announcement drop coming soon. The Golden Moments are dropping this weekend again. The previous drop kind of gets hurt a little bit, kind of gets affected by this drop announcement. I'm sure things could probably dip a little bit once we get that Medium article. But I think it's going to create, this Golden Moments drop this weekend. I think it's going to create a lot of opportunity in the market once again for anybody who's been looking to pick up some extra comics or collectibles that might have dipped. So I'm going to go over the details of this comic drop today at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So we have 30,000 total editions. It's pretty much your typical comic book run, nothing too crazy, not your extra limited or, your 70K run, just your typical 30,000 editions. I do expect it to sell out instantly once again. Trying to keep that hot streak alive. I've been doing pretty well in the drops, as you guys know, so hopefully I get this one as well. I'm going to go over my game plan once I get done with the details as well, if I'm able to luck out and get a drop today. We have the common, 21,000 editions for the common. We have 5,000 editions for the uncommon today, 2,350 for the rare, 1,050 for the ultra rare, and 600 for the secret rare. Now, my game plan, if I do land a secret rare or ultra rare for this drop, I probably will flip it, even though I think it is a pretty solid one long term. Shout out to Comics and Crypto. They did give this one a hodl today. But I think with the announcement of the Golden Moments coming out this weekend, I have a feeling that these could come out pretty cheap, or if they do come out pretty expensive, I think there's a good chance that they could dip a little bit in the short term. So my game plan, I'm trying to pick up a secret rare, ultra rare, hopefully on the drop. Hopefully I get blessed, get lucky. These are some VeVe exclusive covers, the ultra rare and the rare. So if I get the ultra rare, I think, even though I like the ultra rare cover the best today, if it comes out cheap, I'll just hold on to it. But if I get in the market and there's only a couple listed and it's for a pretty expensive amount, I will try to flip the ultra rare secret rare, maybe buy it back, once it dips down a little bit further, which I kind of anticipating. I'm going to go over what these covers look like today. So we got the common right here. We got the uncommon. And to me, the common and uncommon, since I'm a little color deficient, I feel like they look almost identical. I can't really tell anything different between the two. Then we got the rare right here, the black and white version. We got the ultra rare. I think this is everybody's favorite cover today. I know this is my favorite cover. And we got the secret rare. A little different vibe on this one. Looks kind of like a little bit of a sad vibe, but I still like it. I like the secret rare, the ultra rare. Definitely the ultra rare the best. I think the ultra rare pops with the colorway. So if I get, ultra rare, high mint ultra rare, something like that, and the market comes out pretty cheap, cheaper than I expect, I'll just hold on to it. I don't mind, holding on to an ultra rare cover that I enjoy. I think they'll look good in the showrooms as well. And then for the secret rare, if I can get in that market right away, hopefully list something at kind of a higher price, I think that's my game plan for the comic today. I will go over the market prices. That's kind of why I started the stream a little early today. I want to go over some of the few prices in the market that's dipped a little bit. Got to go over Old Reliable here. This is Old Faithful. We only have 139 Todd Batmans listed for sale. This is Todd McFarlane Batman. It's dipped a little bit from past few days. It's down to 5.3K. I know a lot of people have been freaking out lately. What's going on? Why is Todd so low? I think it's just the market sentiment. I don't think there's too much buy pressure going on right now in the market. If you've been here in VeVe since the early days, last March, April, May, I think you guys start to understand the cycles, the VeVe cycles. I almost call them like seasons. We have the FUD seasons of VeVe right now. It is kind of like a FUD season right now. I mean, I think combination of things. I talked a lot about this on the last live stream. Shout out to anybody who tuned in yesterday. I think it has to do with just a built-up frustration. I've talked about this to a few people now. That's just kind of the feeling I'm getting overall in the community. I feel like there's a lot of people who are just frustrated with things, whether that's the OMI token's still pretty low, the VeVe market's down, everything that's going on worldwide right now. A couple countries are at war. So a lot of things in the world just aren't going ideal. And anytime you see the prices dip, delays happen, people are frustrated. I think it's really just, people just kind of that built up frustration. You can feel that tense, I think it's just a tense energy. I think it's just part of the cycles in VeVe. Anybody who's been here for a while understands the ups and downs. It's just the ebb and flow, I believe. We got 5.3 for the Todd McFarlane Batman. A lot of us we've seen Todd McFarlane Batman be $300, go up to 5, go up to 8, 900, come back down to 250, right? I mean, we've seen a lot of the ebb and flow. So a lot of people think, VeVe's done. I've heard VeVe was done ever since they dropped the DeLorean. People thought VeVe was ruined back then. Then they dropped Marvel. People come back on board. We've seen the cycles of VeVe constantly. So, Todd McFarlane Batman, 5.3K right now in the market. We got Rizzo Batman, still above 10K, 10.8K. I've been thinking about scooping up a second Rizzo. I've been trying to make some moves mentally before I actually make them in the market. Trying to see what can I let go of to get my second Rizzo. Do I think it's going to dip down below 10? I've been keeping an eye on that Rizzo price lately. I've been trying to get a second one. My whole goal, not my whole goal, but one of my big goals was to get a duplicate set of the first set ever on VeVe. So Rizzo is definitely one that's been holding me back. I got the 3 Todds, but I definitely want a second Rizzo. We got R Sally 05 from the Palace checking in. Appreciate that big time. Shout out to the Palace boys out there making some great content. Tuned into their live stream a little bit last night. Appreciate y'all for coming in, checking in today. We got Enzo No said, yo, what up, brother? How we doing, fam? Hopefully, today we got a lot of dubs on the chat. I'm hoping people have success with today's drop. Again, I don't think it's going to do crazy numbers right away. I think it's a pretty decent long-term hodl, I would say. I think it's going to come out in the market. Either, if it does come out expensive, I think there's a chance that it could dip once we get that Medium article for the Golden Moments this weekend. I think the Golden Moments are also going to create just an opportunity in the market overall, whether that be comic books, collectibles. I think it's going to be one of those weekends where if you've been having your eye on some collectibles or comics, some things that have been a little bit out of your range, and you really wanted to grab them or maybe add some stacks to your collection, whatever the case may be. If you weren't really feeling these Disney Golden Moments, or if you weren't trying to be a master collector of the Golden Moments like I am trying to do that. But if you weren't trying to do that, I think it's a great opportunity right now. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. To maybe look in the market for some pieces that you haven't grabbed yet that you've been looking at. Because I think the Golden Moment drop is going to create some opportunity in the market. We got Dubes in the building. Hey, yo, how you doing today? Doing great, my man. Doing great. Another drop. Anytime there's a VeVe drop, I get excited. It's just another opportunity. Luck out, maybe make some money, or, get a collectible that you really enjoy. For me personally, I just love hitting the drops. You guys know by now. I mean, the few days that we go without a drop, I really start thinking like, wow, that excitement I want back. So I'm glad we got another VeVe drop back-to-back days and this weekend. JT, haven't had a drop in a really long time, but today's another try. Yeah, JT, another comic book drop. I know a lot of people have been struggling with these comic books, so that's kind of one thing that I'm hoping for, that I do hope, a lot of people hit on these comics today. And I would just try to get ready for the drop on the Golden Moments this weekend. Maybe create some room, maybe get some gems, or just work on the drop strategy, work on the timing or the spam technique if that's what you're really about. If you're really into the spamming technique, you've been having success that way, maybe, really trying to hone in on trying to make that solid for this weekend, because I think this weekend's drop is going to sell out instantly. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to get the drop, and if you do, shout out to you. I usually do pretty bad on these Disney Golden Moment drops, but I'm going to try to pick it up in the market. Maybe I wait a little bit as they dip. You never know with this drop. Depends what the second character is, I think. There's a chance that people may dump these, but Disney license collectible, you know how powerful the fan base is with Disney. For me, if I have the gems, I'm going to try to grab it just right away, just because I'm going for a master collector of the Disney Golden Moments. I want to make sure I lock them all in, but I don't think they're going to go skyrocketing right away once they drop. So I think you'd have probably time to get them. Go over some more prices in the marketplace right now. We got the Joe M Batman. Still only have one of these, but the prices drop into a point where, I'm going to keep my eye on these. I do want another Joe M. There was a point when I had like 5, 6, or 7 Joe M Batmans. I wish I still kept them, but You know, I always say if I didn't make these moves, there's no way I would have been able to grow my collection to what it is today. So that's why these duplicates, you know, are so important, because when they do start to go up in value, you can really start to either profit off them or really start to build out your collection that way. Becky Batman 1.4K. Glad to see Becky Batman is still holding strong up there. There's only 62 left in the market, 1.4K. It's to the point where it's almost double what Joe M is right now. About 70 left Joe M's. That's interesting to see. Usually that's pretty neck and neck, only maybe about a few thousand below the Becky. My Nightwings dipped a little bit more, 1.1K. Be interesting to see if Nightwing goes below 1K. I think that's ready to spring up soon. I mean, we've been saying hashtag soon for a while now. Well, only 42 listed, then that's going to be a good one. The Battle Statue dips pretty low, or it's dipped pretty low. 364 is the price. There's been a point where I've been trying to let go of my 458 mint Batman versus Killer Croc at a higher price, just buy back the floor, but didn't sell right away. And every time I list it, the floor starts to rise a little bit, so I just end up delisting it. Got the Black Panther Secret Rare, 165 available for sale, 1.4K. I've been seeing this fluctuate between 1.3, 1.8. So kind of going back and forth. I like this set a lot just because of the Master Collector Program points it gives you. That Secret Rare, you got 5 collectibles in the set. Definitely one that I wanted to finish after grabbing that Secret Rare. Got the Ultra Rare, 290 is the price. That's dipped a pretty good amount. I think it was up near 400, 350-ish. Got the Uncommon, 53 bucks. Got the Rare is 96 bucks. And the Common is it below 100? It's dipped a little bit more, $78. I know a lot of people are stacking the Common Black Panthers. I think once the market starts to pump again, I think that'll do well. Mainly because of the Common pose right there. It's the Wakanda Forever. I think that's one of the more famous legendary poses right there. Got Just Leg. Good morning, JD. And VeVe fam. Good morning. Good morning. Looking juicy. Yeah, the market is looking juicy, but definitely could get juicier tonight. I think they will release that Medium article to talk about these Disney golden moments sometime later today. I mean, I've always kind of hoped they did that right after the market opens so I can kind of talk about it on stream, but it's usually about a couple hours, hour or two afterwards. So definitely excited to see what the new, I would say the new, not the new drop, but we already know one of the golden moments. So I'm excited just to see what that other drop is with the golden moments is going to be, because we know it's a duo. We don't know that second one just yet. Shout out to Garrett. How we doing, brother? Willow Kid in the building. We got Getsy in the building as well. VeVe screwed us on the bot data yesterday with that promo comic. What do you mean by that, Getsy? Hopefully, it didn't mess up all the information out there, but I think you mean just on that special giveaway drop. I think that's a good one, because you would think that all the people that did get that drop probably are real legit people. So I feel like you could probably, what's the word here, like cross examine who, you know, got the drop that day compared to people who are usually in the market. I think you'd only be able to do that if like people like Kelvin had a list of people who are usually selling stuff right away in the marketplace. Definitely be a good, you know, another attempt to try today. We don't have a giveaway from Marvel, but I do like the fact that they kind of had that exclusive giveaway type thing. I think that was probably just like either a test or, you know, a beginning process of probably a lot more drops like that in the future. Yo, what I missed yesterday was super busy. That I went on at night and was like, Spider-Man comic, question mark. Yeah, what's going on, dude? So Marvel had like some kind of, you know, giveaway exclusive type thing that was on the VeVe app. So I think that got a lot of people surprised, kind of confused, because they didn't get that announcement from VeVe. But, you know, shout out to anybody who was able to get that. Let me know if anyone got one that was on stream. That's on stream right now, because I think only a few people got it. There's only 5,000 editions of that copy. So you see a few of them. Let's check it out in the market right now. I don't know how many are in the market. So there's only probably like a handful the other day, a couple of days ago. I think the floor price was 1,000. You got 63 available down to 825. But once again, we do have a lot of interesting people selling it, which is something I didn't expect, to be honest. Interesting. Because you would think, you know, because this is the comic in the market right here. This is the giveaway one where you had to like sign up or use your email address or something. These are the kind of accounts that like everybody's kind of sketched out on, you know, the non-profile picture, private account type thing. I wouldn't really expect that to be on this drop here. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys expect that to be on this drop? It wasn't a new drop system, dudes, but it was something like you had to sign up for through your email or something. I think Marvel tweeted it out. Shout out to Chasing Sundays. Let me try to bring up the Twitter DM. He DM'd me the details. Supposedly this is like one of the things they put out there. Let's have it focus up. Talk gate. You gotta talk to it. Focus up. I read it yesterday. It just basically says exclusive limited edition digital comic NFT. Amazing Spider-Man number 130 limited to 5,000 editions. This free digital NFT. Let me start over. I can't read on stream. This free digital comic NFT is only available to registered attendees for this event. Fully readable comic on the VeVe app via AR or PDF. Amazing Spider-Man number 130 features the first appearance of the Spider-Mobile. Instructions on how to redeem the NFT on the VeVe app to be sent via email to registered attendees on 3/17. So that's what you missed, dudes. But nothing too crazy. I think a lot of us missed it. We didn't get to. I was asleep when that happened, or I don't know how I missed it. I'm usually always on my phone, but I don't think VeVe tweeted out because I have their notifications turned on. And I probably would have heard it. I think Marvel's the one who tweeted that one out. Robert, how we doing, brother? Good luck today as well and this weekend. You know, I am going to go for these golden moments. I usually strike out on these Disney golden moments. Haven't had the best luck on them, but I probably had better luck than I would say majority of people. I did get that skateboard of the first drop on Disney, but that was a rebound. That was probably the last rebound I've had in a while. And shout out to Reslone1 because I always say it was because of him. I even went for the rebound. You know, he got one on the rebound. He was like, JD, just keep hitting it. I mean, rebounds are still possible. So I went for it, got the rebound on that one. I got a Iron Man as well on the drop. And I think those were my two on the Disney that I got the drop on. DRM. Yeah, alien vibes in the building. Let's go. Shout out to my alien crew out there. Just want to say I appreciate you guys in the chat who did the alien invasion on the Vault stream, Kyle Wilson stream. I thought that was hilarious. You know, shout out to those guys. They've came on to my stream, you know, brought their followers onto my platform. So I just wanted to kind of shout out to both of them. You know, they were both live when we did that alien invasion a few days ago and, you know, worked out great. You guys were a part of it. I thought it was hilarious to see. I think both of them liked it too. You know, fun times in VeVe fam. Here we go. Good morning. Good morning. I'm not too sure how you entered. I think you just had to give your email address, Dubes, or something like that. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Well, hopefully you got it on track today, and this one helps out. Yeah, some of those usernames, man. Some of those usernames literally I feel like are almost trolling because of how obvious they are. But we'll see what happens. December Bitcoin in the building. How we doing, fam? Hope all is well. We got Jerry in the building. Absolutely. Try to stop in anytime you guys are live. You guys always show me all the support in the world. Appreciate you guys big time. So anytime any of the boys from the Palace come in, you know, the live stream, I always try to shout them out. And anytime I see you guys live, I always try to come in the live stream, show some love, see what kind of content y'all are cooking up. Getsy, I'm sure that'll happen soon too. Just a process. Drop a like for JD. Appreciate that, Willow. Like Gate. Gotta bless the chat. I think we will see some dubs today. I had absolutely perfect timing on the drop before. If you guys rewatch the live stream, as soon as I clicked it, I felt like I knew I was getting it. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I thought I got it perfect timing. I still didn't get it, but you know, it was one of those times where I felt like I had probably the best timing in the world on that one. Just unfortunate because it was for not the most valuable comic, but always a chance to get that secret rare. And my game plan yesterday was to flip a secret rare, ultra rare if I got it. Probably the same thing today. If I get a secret rare, ultra rare, I probably will flip it, even though I love the ultra rare cover. So if I get a high mint ultra rare and I come in the market maybe a little bit later than usual and I see it's just a cheap price, like 60, 80 bucks, I'll just hold on to it. My game plan is to try to get in the market right away, like one of the first people to list it for a high price, hoping it sells. But if not, no biggie. Let's go. The alien bot snuck into December's vault last night. Also, I want to say appreciate you, Paz, big time. Sent a little gift to December. Always showing so much support, since day one. Months ago, last summer even, I was doing these 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. late night streams where I am on the East Coast of USA. December's always been there when I only had a couple live stream viewers. So, it deserves a lot more than what I gave, the back row, but appreciate you, Paz, too, for the gift. Probably got a lot more gifts coming in the bag soon, but, did a little something that I could right away. Let's go, Austin. Hopefully you get a dub for your birthday today. Is this your VeVe birthday, Austin, or is this your real birthday? Yeah, I feel like I wonder what they're waiting for. Probably just more. I don't know what. Maybe it's just not time yet. But when that interoperability comes, probably have all the kind of links and everything like that to their servers. Summer Bitcoin, yeah, happy birthday. Also, let us know if it's your VeVe birthday or your real birthday. Either way, happy birthday, brother. I'm going to go over some more prices in the market. Excuse me. Shout out to my coffee gators out there. Coffee's actually pretty hot still. Must have been really hot when I first made it. I want to go to the Coca-Cola prices. A lot of these prices I will disclose that I do have these sets. I mean, sometimes I go over some sets that I don't have, but most of these sets are just some collectibles that I always look at on the VeVe app. I'm not telling you guys to always look at them. It's just kind of my habits of where I go to look at things, see how they're doing. Let's go. The real life B-Day. VeVe B-Day comes way later whenever Andre posted that vid. Oh, that's awesome that Andre got you into it. Shout out to Foster Hill for getting Andre and, Dogecoin Millionaire and all those guys into VeVe as well. It's crazy because, it's so funny when Foster said he did get Andre and then Dogecoin Millionaire too. Because I remember when the whole Dogecoin Millionaire, the whole viral sensation, Elon Musk was tweeting about Dogecoin and everything, January last year. And it took until about March. I think it was mid-March is when, obviously I found VeVe. Well, I found VeVe early March, but it's about mid to late March is when I was on Pro the Doge's YouTube channel. Heard about Pro and everything, how he YOLO'd into Dogecoin back then. He believed in it, went all in. And at the time, that's what I did with VeVe and a homie. So I was watching his video, just spamming his comments saying, yo, if you love Dogecoin, you would love Omi. Check out the VeVe app for their NFTs licensed by the biggest brands in the world. So as soon as I saw he got into VeVe finally, I was like, oh my gosh, finally, let's go. Shout out to Pro the Doge, finally getting into VeVe. But I went back to that comment back in March. I was like, oh man, could you imagine this guy, went from becoming a millionaire in Doge, put all that money into Omi and VeVe back then last March, scooped up everything in store. But I think he's still going to make out great, but just crazy that finally he is in VeVe now. So good to see that. Good to see that. And shout out to Austin for having his real life B-Day today. You deserve a dub. You deserve a W for that one. At the partner statue, dipped down a little bit, 21.3K. Shout out to my partner statue holders out there. Then we'll go in order. We got the skateboard, 610 is the price of the floor here. We got Homer and Bart, 202 available, down to 820. Dipped down from 1K. We saw up at the high of I think Bart and Homer was like a 2K, maybe the high, like 2.3. Not sure what the high of the skateboard was, maybe like 1.7, 1.5, somewhere around that range. Definitely was above 1K. Dipped back down below 1K though. We got Elsa, 1.5K is the price. We got the Mickey hat, 1.8K. Planet Pizza truck, $763. We got Wally, the first Pixar collectibles. $635 is the price for Wally. Only got one of them though. We got R2D2, 4.1K. Star Wars is such a big brand. The fans of Star Wars are so loyal, die hard. I think the Star Wars collectibles will do great. C3PO, 2K. That's usually a little bit closer to what R2D2's value is, I would say. It's usually not completely in half, I don't think. We got the Avengers logo, $819 is the price. Iron Man, $995. Still just below 1K. Then we got, let's see, what was the latest ones? We got the Donald Duck and Daisy. I think this is a great one. $600 right here's the floor. We have two important, very iconic collectibles. Shout out to everybody who's been scooping up those ducks. I know Kay's been big on those. FA Donald Duck, FA Daisy. I think they're both going to do amazing in one collectible. I think we're in that period of when I was saying that all these Disney Golden Moments are going to be above 1K eventually. Back when they first launched, a lot of them were hovering around like 300, 400, 500 range. And I think we could be back around that same price or the same place almost. Not financial advice, obviously. But just kind of my feeling of the sentiment of where we are in the market. Lady and the Tramp, $450 right now. I think Disney Golden Moments are going to be one of the top tier collections on the VeVe app. But again, I could be wrong. It's just kind of my viewpoint. Things can always change. That's one thing that I kind of want to stop and talk about a little bit with VeVe is that, you could have a mindset, you can have an opinion, and things can change. And that's the thing with VeVe is if you can't adapt, if you can't change with things changing, you're probably going to get left behind. You may get frustrated if you're set in your ways. So that's, anyone who's, had a game plan from day one, things have probably changed a little bit along the way. And that's perfectly okay. And it probably should happen. It's almost like being a coach, I always say a great coach is someone who can adapt to their team style. I look back, hate them or love them, and a lot of people may not even know him, but I always say a coach like Bill Belichick. And there's been times where I was a fan, not the biggest fan, but I think overall as a coach, you can pull examples of why he was so great. When Tom Brady, the Patriots had a great wide receiver combination, didn't have the best running game, they were passing the ball a lot because that's what the kind of team they had. When they had a great running back, didn't have the best wide receivers, they're going to hand the ball off and ground and pound and run the ball a lot because that's the team they had. I feel like as a coach, especially as someone in the VeVe community, you got to kind of adapt and kind of change with everything that's going on because it's a never-ending changing beast. And VeVe is always going to constantly be changing. So I think you got to constantly adapt your game plan along with it. Club 33 represent. That's another Discord I got to join. Not in there yet. Shout out to Getsy. I know he's got a vault. Let's go. Oh, let's check out Pride. Let's check out the Givenchy. I usually just say Givenchy, but I think the correct way to say it is Givenchy. Chasing Sunday said saw Pride poster at 3.5K last night. Somebody got a good deal. Whew, yeah, somebody looks like, someone listening at 3.5K. I feel like they probably meant to sell it. They probably just wanted a quick sell, maybe to hurry up and grab something else because 3.5K is about half of what the floor is. And unless they meant to put 35K, let's see. The floor is 6.2K right now on Prime, Givenchy. I remember when this was only $100 or $200 in the market. I got mine for $200, and then I watched it skyrocket to $1,000, maybe like even $1,500, and then came all the way back down to $700. That's when I got my second one, and then it just took back off. And whew, I think it was around 700 at least is when I got my second one. Not positive, but I think around that range. Because I remember it skyrocketed, retraced a lot. People got scared, got worried. I pounced and got a second one then. I got the House of Cards, the Cleopatra, the gold card on the drop, I believe. If not, I picked this. I think I got this one on the drop, or I picked up both in the market. Let me check. Because I'll be able to tell about how much I paid for it. No, so I did. I paid for this in the market right away. Same with the Givenchy. So the floor price on this is 1.6K. Only 52 left in the market. We have 55 Emilio's left. 1.5K is the floor. Then we got the Rewind logo. $5.99 is dipped down to. Interesting to see it dip that low because it was just up near that $1,000 range. Now, I think it's just the psychology because we had these Disney Golden Moments dropping. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if I had thousands of gems in my wallet right now, I may think about picking up a duplicate Rewind logo. Maybe after this Medium article drops for this weekend, because I do think that we will have another Rewind drop this month sometime. They have teased that out there before. So maybe that got delayed, maybe not. If it does come, I think this first edition Rewind logo will do well. It's just my thought process. I could be wrong, though. Maybe people dumped that one for the new one. Who knows, right? We got Superman here. We got 150 Superman left for sale. And that's one thing that I take a look at. Look at the supply on that, right? The floor price, 2.5K. Yeah, it's dipped down a little bit. I mean, it's still up a lot from where it was when it first got released. I think it was in the market for like $100 for the longest time, maybe even like lower than $100. But there's only 150 available for sale out of 8,888. So a lot of people hold on to their Superman. We got Steamboat Willie. We got the uncommon. Let me start at the very beginning. We got the common, 340 left for sale. 340 left for sale, and the floor price is $340. 340 is all around. The uncommon, 252 left for sale. 425 is the floor. And the big one, the animated one, the ultra rare, which I think will do amazing. We got 205 left. 2.8K is the floor. Only have one of those. Was thinking about maybe swapping my Superman for a duplicate ultra rare. I think about it all the time. I did have my Superman listed for a while. It didn't sell. So I just ended up delisting it. But at the time, I thought about maybe if it sold, grab that duplicate ultra rare Steamboat Willie. Gotta check out my Spider-Man. Got the common. 142 left for sale. 469 is the price. We got the uncommons, 382. We got the rares, 140 left in the market. 765 is the price. Ultra rares, only 68 left. 4.1K is the floor. 51 secret rares left, and the floor is 32.9K. Shout out to my guy, AP Bulldogs. Second to the floor right there. I think he's trying to make some moves in the market. Hopefully yours sells, my man, and you're able to make those moves that you wanted to make. Another one I wanted to go over real quick before the market closes. Mickey and Friends lenticular cards. Still don't have the set, but Goofy's at 1.1K. Makes me think about grabbing this set this weekend. Mickey Mouse. Let me go in order, though. Goofy, like I said, 1.1K, 198 left. We got Pluto, 419 is the price. Dipped a little bit. 234 of those left. We got the rare Daisy Duck, 205. Pretty low right now for Daisy. 267 left. Donald Duck, below 500. 398 is the floor. I may finally grab a Donald as well. I may finish these cards sooner than I thought. And we got Mickey 243, Minnie 179. Oh, there's deals all around in the market right now. Oh man, I want to just scoop up everything. I feel like it could maybe get even lower once this Medium article comes out. People are going to want to sell some things, I believe, for the Disney Golden Moments drop. And my thought process, I want to talk about a little bit. A lot of people have been asking, are they upset with more Golden Moments? Are they happy? I mean, I'm happy that they're continuously releasing more Disney products. I mean, that's big time right there. Disney's one of the biggest brands in the world. But for me personally, I'm trying to collect all the Disney Golden Moments. So obviously, I don't want there to be that many. Or I don't want there to be, back-to-back drops, like too many more right away, just because for me, it's going to be harder to collect every single one of them. But, I mean, I think it's a great thing overall for the whole community because when you drop a Disney drop, I mean, that's just that many more fans that are fans of Disney getting into VeVe that way. But as a collector trying to collect them all, I mean, I hope there's not too many of them. But you never know with Disney. I mean, they could change some things on the fly. We could end up seeing all 50 golden moments, right? I think that was kind of the speculation when they first dropped those Disney golden moments last November. I think a lot of people, even myself were included, were wondering, you know, does that mean that they're going to drop all 50 golden moments that you've seen in the parks? I think originally a lot of people kind of got the sentiment that that was going to be it. But you never know with Disney, with VeVe, like I said before, you got to be willing to adapt. You got to be willing to change. You know, don't get too set in stone, set in this current waves, because you never know, you know. It's a living, breathing, never changing beast that you got to adapt with it, I say. So punch in the building, let's go. Enzo, I never get a drop and I have VeVe for 2 or 3 months. Help me. How we doing, Enzo? No, absolutely willing to help. So I'm going to go over my drop strategy for this drop. And if you've been, you know, spamming away and you haven't had great luck spamming, maybe try the timing technique on this drop. This is what I like to do. I like to try to time it. I feel like there's 2 different ways to get these drops. I'm sure there's more, but the 2 most common ways are where people just spam the buy now button like this. And then there's the way that I like to do it is where you just kind of time the drop. Just click it one time. Just wait for the buy now. So not really wait for the buy now button to pop up and then click, because I'm clicking the buy now button before I see it. But just clicking the buy now button one time, that's the second way to do it. So I'm going to go over right now my strategy if you've been striking out with the spamming technique, how I'm able to get these drops on a pretty consistent basis too. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to act like, for this example, I'm going to act like there's 0 minutes left. There's 27 minutes, 44 seconds left to the drop. It's not zooming up for this example, but no biggie. You can still kind of see it, I think. So what I like to do is try to count down with the timer at about 10 seconds left. We have about 31 seconds to go. So the reason why I count down with the timer is because the buy now button pops up 1 second after 0. So instead of seeing buy now button pop up and then pressing, you're going to be a little bit late. I like to try to start my press a tiny, slightly before I see buy now. That way, by the time my finger presses, it's probably going to be right on time. I thought that was VeVe tweet. That was a Yahoo update. I guess VeVe didn't tweet out 30 minutes ago. All right, so for this example, we ran out of time. I'm going to do it again once this timer comes down. Again, there's 26 minutes, 55 seconds to the drop. For this example, I'm going to act like there's 0 minutes left to the drop. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do, because I think the timing technique really does help out a lot of people. Now, remember, the reason why I don't like to wait for buy now to pop up and then press is because by the time, you got to think, hundreds of thousands of people see buy now and then press. We're all human. As much as I joke that I'm an alien, we're all human. So by the time the reflexes press, you're probably going to be a little bit late. So if you can start your press a millisecond before you see buy now, you probably are going to get in there quicker than majority of people. So 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. Now that wasn't a perfect example just because I think the computer lagged right there on the live stream. But hopefully you could tell at the very last second there. I'm waiting until I see 3, 2, 1, 0. And I'm clicking right before I feel like buy now is going to pop up. I'm going to run through one more example here as the timer counts down. It's one of those things where you can't be too early, because if you're too early, you're going to press before the buy now button's there and you literally won't get it. Your only chance at that point is to hurry up and like double tap and hopefully you get it on that second chance. You don't want to be too late either, because then obviously it's going to sell out. So timing is hard, but if you can get the timing down, it's going to, I think, really separate yourself. So again, let's see here. 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. That probably would have been perfect timing right there. I didn't even want to blink at the last second, but that's my strategy. You're going to probably want to subconsciously press early. So I try to hold myself off and go like 3, 2, 1, 0, buy now. And once you get to 0 and you're waiting for that button or buy now button to pop up, you're going to want to press early, try to hold yourself off until right before you see it. And that's what I think about. I think about it, this analogy's kind of helped a lot of people too. I think of myself as being a quarterback. I'm playing football in America because I know football is soccer in a lot of places too. But I'm playing football like I'm a quarterback. I imagine myself like Tom Brady. And now they have timing routes with wide receivers. A wide receiver is probably going to run maybe a 5-step up and then a quick slant. So as a quarterback, Tom Brady's not going to wait until that wide receiver is wide open to pass it. He's going to pass it to that wide receiver maybe before he's even looking, because he knows on that 5th step he's going to be looking for the ball. So if I'm Tom Brady, I'm gonna start my pass maybe right before he hits that 5th step. So by the time the ball gets there, he looks, boom, perfect. Sometimes that timing's off and it's an interception. And you guys see that's like what happens when my timing's off and I absolutely miss a drop. Either I'm way too early or I'm too late or whatever the case is and I missed a drop. That's kind of my strategy. So hopefully that you guys can kind of pick my brain. So Enzo, hopefully that helps you out today. Maybe you've been trying the spamming technique and you want to try a different one. I would definitely suggest maybe trying a different strategy on a drop like this, a comic book drop. Even though it's a decent comic book long term, I would say if you're into those Disney golden moments, it's probably not the best time to try that new strategy out. So maybe try it on a comic book, and then if you don't like it, maybe stick with the spamming technique, or maybe it does work for you, and then you can carry that into the golden moments drop. JD always on point and consistent. I try, man. I mean, that's the biggest thing with these drops is I think being consistent, timing it consistently. If you time it perfect one time, you guys see me. There's been plenty of times where I'm like, by now, I got it, and then I don't get it. I thought I had perfect timing, but it doesn't matter just because you get it 1 or 2 times perfect timing. I think the consistency will help that, your consistency of getting the drop out. Also, one other thing to go over with these drops is when there is about, say there's 0 minutes left, 22 seconds. When it's about 45 seconds, I'll back out, hit the store tab here at the bottom, come right back into the drop to make sure my countdown is running smooth and it's not lagging behind. I do it with about like 40 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. By now. Oh, that probably would have been perfect again. And so that's my strategy. Think of 0 being like 1 second left almost. Because once you see 0, you're going to have to wait that full second before that buy now button pops up. So that's my strategy. I think the backing out helps out big time. A lot of people like to try to back out with like 10 seconds left. For me, that's kind of risking it too much. You're kind of playing with fire the closer you wait to 0 seconds, just because the VeVe app could crash, whatever the case is. Your timer could run down. So I like to do it less than a minute, but more than like 30 seconds left. So that like 45-second range-ish. Just because that allows me, I feel like in case my app was to crash, I can get back in real quick. And it allows not enough time to go by to where I feel like it's probably going to stay in sync at that point. Let's go. Pride for 130. Yeah, it's a steal. I think it's closed by now. Yeah, it is closed. I can still probably see the floor what I bought it at. Let's see. I think I bought mine for like 200, my Pride. But I'm not sure if the one I sold for that dupe wall was the one I bought for 700 or like 200. Let's find out. Because I did sell one of those Prides around that 4K range for that wall. But I'm not sure what it was, so I want to find out. Is that Pride a rare? Yeah, it is a rare. I hope I still have the one that I paid less for. Paid like 200, I want to say, and then maybe like 700. I think those are my 2 prices. It's just loading right now. Let's go. Justin Gentry in the building. Let's go, fam. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, good luck today, brother. Yeah, and see, Omar, that's the thing. When you're tied with the biggest brands in the world, when you have Disney on board, Marvel, DC, I mean, when you're creating tokens, you you can't just do things right away and instantly boom. I mean, I'm sure there's so many dots that they have to, still dot, or so many I's they still have to dot, so many T's they still have to cross. It's like when you're building a foundation this big with the biggest brands in the world that everybody loves, like you have to take your time to make sure the foundation is solidified. I'm sure there's so many legalities that they have to, double check, triple check, get past, and all kinds of things. So it's one of those things where obviously we all want just to boom right away, but I think it just is going to take time. And for some reason, it doesn't want to show me what I paid for the Pride. It won't load right now. Maybe I'll close my VeVe app. Forgot to close all these other apps as well too. Maybe I should do that. So many great drops are coming. I agree, Punch. All right, let's see. I'm gonna try to find it again. Yeah, Ivy in the building. Hey, VeVe fam, how we doing, Ivy? Hope all is well. Good luck on the drop today as well too. I'm always surprised how low the ghost traps are when there's less than 50 on the market and then maybe less than 2,000. It's also animated, super cool. Absolutely. It's one that I always kind of pass in the market to look at. I feel like Ghostbusters just isn't the most popular right now, but that one is an iconic piece of history right there. That's probably one that I should get a duplicate of for how low it is right now. There is only probably about 50 on the market. I know there's less than 100. And the thing about the ghost trap that I love so much is that it's a piece of history. It's the first ever VeVe NFT with noise. That's game changing right there. Because I like you've seen with the Mickey, the Steamboat Willie, and I'm sure so many other collectibles in the future, they're going to be dynamic with noise probably. And so that's the first one ever with noise. First interactive with another collectible. That's huge. Yeah. Speaking of ghost trap, yeah, it's 580 right now is the floor. I'm surprised prides only are rare. Oh, so okay, good. I paid 205 for this one. Let's go. VeVe Omi is a safe bet. I think so too, Punch. I think it's one of the safest bets you could find. Not financial advice, of course. Hey, charge the phone. Make sure you charge it before the drop. You don't get a 20% battery remaining notification as soon as the drop hits. I know that's probably a possibility. And with your luck December, you might get something like that. 3 seconds left on the drop, you get a 10% battery remaining notification. Nice, solid move, Getsy. And that's the good thing about these low mints is that there's so many different ways to play it. You could sell your low mint, buy back the floor, pocket the difference that way. And there's plenty of times where I've seen a low mint buy the floor and you sell your collectible at the floor, and then you may get that low mint for nothing, or maybe like just a couple more gems. And that way, that sets yourself up in the future for being able to do that. Sell the low mint for a high price, buy back the floor, pocket the difference, get that whole set, whatever the case may be. Ooh, any predictions for what other duos we may see with the new golden moments? I'm not too sure, to be honest, Austin. I think one thing that you could do is maybe Google those 50 golden moments collections at the Disney park, because I'm pretty sure they have these golden moments all set up around the park. Now, when they first launched the Disney golden moments, I don't know if that was the game plan to release all of those. But, like I said before, VeVe, Disney, it's always changing. New ideas happen. I'm sure Disney's pretty happy with the money that they're making off of these, so they're probably going to be enticed to want to make even more collectibles. But I think that also ties in with them also probably, or at least willing, or in being enticed to make the utility for these collectibles to be off the charts, because if they know people, if they can make X amount of money just having people rent these collectibles out because of the utility it brings, that's game changing itself. So I think it's pretty safe when you're tied to these big time brands like Disney that have been here forever. Now, the only concern with being tied to these big time brands is people are afraid that they may have too much control. Or the other thing is that, VeVe tweeted out 15 minutes to go. Let's go. Usually they do 30 minutes, but they switch it up today. Give him a little retweet. I try to be first. That's why I always rush to retweet them. But originally I don't think it was supposed to be all these Disney golden moments, but I think, like I said, it's changing. Disney has new ideas, and VeVe's willing to do it. So I think everything's always about changing your game plan. Nothing's going to be set in stone. Like I was saying, the good thing or the bad thing, I guess you could say, the downside, because we all know the positives being tied to the biggest brands in the world. I would say the only downside is you don't own that IP like you do some other NFTs. The good thing about that is you don't have to try to convince somebody that this IP is worth something, because it's the Disney IP, something that has had, hundreds of millions of fans for decades, right? It's not a random IP that you're trying to put out there and say you own it, but is this valuable to the rest of the world? So a little bit of a difference there. But I feel like also the other little downside that people worry about is just that they have too much control. But I think that's the good thing, that VeVe has so many partnerships. I mean, they have so many brands on board. It's not just Disney, so a little bit of a different way to go about things, but I think it's a pretty safe bet long term because of these IP brands. 41 watching, 15 likes. If y'all have fingers, go and hit the like for our man JD. Won't cost you anything, but will really help him out. Much love. Appreciate that, December, big time. I think anyone who likes it has a little bit better of a chance to get the drops. Obviously, it helps out the channel. It's not really just about that, but appreciate the sentiment big time. Woody for 170? It sounds like a steal to me. Absolutely. Not financial advice. My opinions only. My parents are going out tomorrow, but I may stay home for the golden moments. Got to make the bag. Hey, Simone, I think it's another opportunity. These drops are going to be so hard to get, though. I wouldn't really put all your chips in the bag thinking that you're going to get this drop because it's going to be sold out instantly. I would start to think, if you don't get the drop, what are the prices going to look like on the secondary marketplace? Are you going to make some moves to grab it right away? Or are you going to wait until maybe it dips? Because we all know in the VeVe market, it's always cycles, right? It's not just the VeVe market, it's just markets in general. Nothing goes up forever, nothing goes straight down forever. It's always ups and downs. And you got to look at the macro trend because of that. If the macro trend's up, it doesn't really matter what things do in the micro ups and downs, I agree. I think that SR logo really puts people off from going for that set. What secret rare logo? Oh, okay. I think you mean for the platinum Moogly over there. And I think that's what it is. I think the platinum Moogly is just so out of reach for so many people, including myself, unless I was to sell a bunch of big time collectibles, which I don't really want to do. I think that set's so out of reach for people. Most of the time, people don't really go looking for things in that set. So I kind of agree with that, Getsy. But Ivy made a great point. I think that ghost trap is probably being overlooked because of that. Lori Brenner, appreciate the super chat big time. Appreciate that so much. Thank you, Lori. Good morning, good luck, and good luck to you as well. How much time do we have for the drop? 11 minutes to go, 8 seconds. $11 minutes. Exactly. Yeah, Enzo, hopefully that kind of instruction, demonstration, just able to pick my mind a little bit helps out. Again, you don't want to press too early because you're going to press before a buy now button even comes up. So if you can it's almost like tricking yourself, because there's been plenty of times where I get too excited, too much anticipation, and I will press early. And there's been a couple times where I'm able to hurry up and like double tap at the very end after I press too early and I get the drop. But I would say 90% of the time, if I press too early, you basically have no chance to get the drop because you're literally pressing like before the buy now button flashes up. So you can't get it. That's why I would say it feels better to press a little bit too late, because at that point, you at least kind of had a chance. When you press too early, you eliminate all your chances essentially. But when you can time that perfect, you're getting in there before all the people who react to seeing buy now pop up and then pressing. Because that's what I think majority are doing. Like, I'll go over the example again. So even when people are just spamming away like this, there's going to be times where I probably click when their finger's up, because I'm sitting there and trying to start my click at a precise time before I even see buy now. But I'm sure there's times where people spam and they click faster just because of it, you know? Personally, I just feel like I one-time it, I one-click it because I have more control over that way. And that's the only way I've ever done it. So I just have built confidence that way. 9 minutes to go, 28 seconds. I'll go over one more time so you guys can kind of see when I would exactly click. Again, I don't like to see buy now button pop up and then click. I'm going to try to be so strategic and literally feel like a sniper because I'm only clicking at one time at a perfect time. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. Maybe a little late. Felt pretty good though. So again, that's all you can do is do your best at trying to time it perfect if you're going that route. If you don't get it, you know, that's just part of the luck. Sometimes you'll time it perfect and still don't get it. And that's the part where I think people are confused. Maybe they see me, you know, time it perfect, they timed it perfect or even better and think like, well, why didn't I get it? And I think it's the consistency. You got to think, I don't know for sure if this is how the drops go, but in my head, after doing this so many times, this is what it feels like at least. You got to imagine there's probably, you know, tens of thousands of people clicking at the same time you are if you're timing it perfect. And if so, they can only give out X amount of comics or collectibles to those people. So it's probably randomly distributed at that time. So the more times that you can get in that little mini queue, I would call it, the queue of timing it right away, the more times you can get yourself in there, the more consistent it's probably going to be randomly distributed to you. That's why I think some people time it perfect, one drop, and they don't get it. If you time it that perfect, multiple drops in a row, you're probably going to get one or two. Eric Nolan, morning JD. Good luck, everybody. Good morning, Eric. Green Goblin reserved the secret rare. One less for all of us. Green Goblin got whitelisted today. See, I'll say that and people will believe it. Well, obviously, we know Green Goblin's joking around, having a good laugh with the fam. Whoa, somebody said 15-minute warning is much better. And VeVe said, should we do a poll? What do you guys think? Would you like VeVe to announce it 15 minutes before or 30 minutes before? I don't know what I like better. 15 minutes before, I think, adds a little bit more excitement because anyone who might have forgot is like rushing around, and by the time they get on there, it's probably like 10 minutes to go. As opposed to like 30-minute warning, you probably have like, oh, it's in 30 minutes. Maybe you get busy doing something like, and then you get distracted. I kind of like the 15-minute warning. Man, Darth Vader golden moment. As a golden moments collector, I almost want them to leave Darth Vader normal. Because I know if they make Darth Vader gold with a limited amount of editions, that's going to be so expensive. Where I may have to try to, you know, sell my duplicate Walt for that. I don't want to have to do that. I want to use Walt as something that I can like kind of use as a passive income source one day. You know, renting it out to people, maybe staking a Walt one day in the future. I think renting out a Walt Disney will be huge, but I don't want to have to sell that to get a all gold Darth Vader. But you never know, right? I mean, even if Darth Vader comes out by himself, regular outfit, depending on the edition count, it's going to do amazing, I think. No matter what the edition count is. I've always been kind of wondering, are they going to make a Darth Vader and like a Luke Skywalker, like the 8,888 edition solo set type thing, like the Superman? Or do you think they would do more like the Spider-Man route and make Luke and Darth Vader have like 5 different poses in each collectible? And like one Darth Vader is a common static, and then another Darth Vader is a secret rare animated Darth Vader. I wonder if they'll do that. I'm not too sure. I've been trying to get a pulse of what people kind of want. If you had your choice and you got to choose in the chat, what would you guys want? Would you want a Darth Vader, solo Darth Vader, one Darth Vader, maybe like 8,888 editions, kind of like that Superman solo vibe, solo set vibe? Or would you want Darth Vader to drop with a common through a secret rare with all different variations? That way, everyone can get a common, maybe not a low mint common, but everyone can at least collect the Darth Vader, and then those hardcore collectors will be able to get that secret rare. You know, I'm kind of torn on it. I don't really have an opinion right now. I really have to like think about it. But all I know is I don't have enough gems yet for that to drop. Watch out for Getsy. He's a sniper. Yeah, Getsy's been killing it, I think, on the drops. Getsy, you've been doing well on the drops, right? I feel like you have been doing pretty decent, at least. My nose is starting to get a little congested right now. Secret or Spidey taking a big hit. Floor 32K, still holding mine. Hope it doesn't fall too much more. Yeah, I'm still holding mine too. I mean, first ever Marvel NFT. I think, it's going to go up and down. We got 4 minutes, 10 seconds left to go for the drop. What buys have you got from this dip gem squeeze? So, see Rios. I haven't really bought too much right now. I've been pretty much out of money, out of gems. I've been just holding everything right now. But I think if I was to make some purchases, I would go for a lot of comics. I would go for a lot of cheap common comics that I think are holy grails, just because even maybe some other rarities too, not just the commons. I think any kind of holy grails that I feel like are cheap, because we know comics are coming in the showroom soon, and that's when I think it's probably one of the biggest catalysts comics are going to have. Yo, totally forgot there was a drop. Let's go. Miss Rose in the building. Did you get alerted when VeVe tweeted out the 15 minutes? Let's go. Hey, that's actually huge, Getsy. You got a really long screen so you can see the buy button on most comics. Also, if you make your text really small, I think that helps as well too. When you're trying to snipe some things in the market. Still can't beat sniper bots though. I don't think anybody will be able to beat those, because they just get in faster than anybody at that point. That's what I've noticed too. On these 3-digit mints, I would say since Ghost Rider, it's so hard to snipe 3 digits. I pretty much have to wait until the hype dies down and then go back and try to buy one on the dip. I don't think I can snipe 3 digits anymore, like right off the drop. Yeah, I've seen some. Ryan Romantek has a huge phone too. I think his like kind of opens up like a book almost. 2 minutes, 13 seconds to the drop. One minute, 58 seconds. Let's go. Yeah, hopefully December and Miss Rose hit something. December's a big fan of the common. Okay. So I kind of like the ultra rare a little bit more. Oh, I think everybody likes the ultra rare. It's not really a unique opinion on this one. Sure, warnings to wake up the bots. I'm not sure what this comment was for. Yeah, 15 minutes. I like the 15-minute warning too. Solid shiny black. 1 minute, 2 seconds to go. Oh, solo set Vader. Let's go. Getsy crushing it on the collectibles. I was the same way, Getsy, until the first comic book arc. That's what made me start hitting all the drops again. All right, I'm going to record this one. Backing out. That felt pretty good. I'm going to back out again, though, just to make sure. See, that time it felt like it got held up on 34 seconds. And now this time it feels like it went down pretty long. Or went down pretty good, I should say. 25 seconds to go. 20 seconds. I wish somebody could have saw that. Why I'm recording it, so maybe you can see it in the recording after. But I had to back out 3 times today. All right, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. I think I got it. Oh my God. I didn't get it. When I say a hair late, I mean a hair late. I mean, literally like not even a second. Like, oh, all right. Let's take a look at the replay real quick. Let me first see how many of you guys got it. I felt like I was pretty good on the drop today, but not perfect. Here's Johnny. Let's go. I have not seen it, but I can only believe it. You know, I had a friend, you know, in elementary school. A girl I went to school with, her brother played on the Lakers with Shaq. And I remember he brought in Shaq's shoe when we were all in elementary school. We were like, what? Like, put it up to our head. Like, the shoe is huge. Yeah, you can buy Ethernet cables at like Best Buy. I used to use an Ethernet cable, but then I started hitting on the drops without it, and I just never went back. I still have mine though. Let's go! Ivy hit. Look at all these L's. Everyone took L's and then Ivy hit. Let's go. Oh no. Have a second too early. That's a problem you'll have sometimes, Austin. So when you are too early like that, for the next drop, try to like mentally think like hold yourself off. You're gonna want to click, hold yourself off, and then click. L Streak 3000. Let's go, Ivy. Ivy crushed it today. You clicked it and register. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever had that happen. No wins at all. Literally only one win. Shout out to Ivy. Oh my gosh. All right, let's look at this replay. Let me show you what I mean by I think it stayed on my 34-second. Ready? See how that stayed on there longer? I don't know if you could see it or not, but let me replay it. Let me go other that. This is just the reason why I backed out again. I thought it was good, backed out. It felt like it was on there for a while, so I went down and see how that goes down right away. So I'm like, okay, it's good now. Shout out to all the people who just joined the live stream to see if I got one today. I missed. But I felt like I had pretty decent timing on this one. I just feel like I was maybe a split hair late. Scroll down a little bit. Ooh. 3, 2, 1, 0. No. Oh, like hair late. Didn't grab this one. Shout out to all the people that think I only hit on the big comics though, because obviously that's false. Ivy, let us know how you hit today. Did you spam drop it or did you one tap it today? It looks like almost everybody. It looks like everybody took L's today. Countdown 3 and 2 and 1 and 0 and by now. Let's go. Ivy, I'm so happy you hit that way. Let's go. That's it. I mean, I don't mind at all, you know, that I don't hit as long as somebody hits, especially doing it that way too. We got Luke Blackby in the house, no dubs. 2022. Man, Luke, that's crazy unlucky right there, my man. No wins at all in all of 2022 so far. I know that's got to be frustrating, brother. Just want to shout you out, Luke Blackby. Appreciate you big time, man. I know things have been frustrating in the community right now. And not everything's going ideal, perfect, but you know, you're still sticking around. Appreciate you big time. You know, that secret rare that you donated to me, gifted to me, I still got. I'm never going to sell that one. Appreciate you big time, brother, for that. That meant a lot that you took the time to do that with me. Appreciate you. Hopefully you hit soon, my man. Got the dub, Katsumashu. Let's go. Man, Z Brito really wanted this one. Took an L today. Unfortunate, Z. Katsumashu, how did you get the drop today? Did you time it as well, like Ivy got it, or did you spam drop it? Let's go. Punch, how we do today? Did you get one? I didn't see your chat. Let's go. Guess he got a dub on the rebound at least. My heart goes out to Miss Rose in December, striking out big time. And Luke Blackby, even. He just said that he hasn't got a dub all 2022. I feel like a couple other people are in that same boat. Let's go, Eric. Got a dub on the rebound. I got to practice the rebounds like right now because my rebounds are usually pretty bad. Oh my God, my boy got one today. Somebody in my hometown did get one today. He usually strikes out, but he did hit. I don't know if he knows what. I don't think he knows what mint or rarity just yet. This is so strange. J-Kill VeVe won't let you use your Wi-Fi anymore starting on the 1 year anniversary. Only data gets me in the app. Did you make a support ticket? Did you let them know, J-Kill? That's strange. Strange we're still having that Wi-Fi issue. Maybe I could talk to someone at the team, or have you talked to anyone at the team yet? You're an OG. I feel like, if you let them know your issue, they'd be able to help out. No luck today for Mr. Planet Profit. Yeah, at least we have some dubs. No rebounds for December or Miss Rozo. Hey, Eric, that's not a bad idea either. If you've been struggling with the drops big time and you feel like you have a little bit better luck with the rebounds, I mean, that's why the whole Brave Gate is even a thing because, a lot of people who don't hit the drops well at least can hit the rebounds. And you got to think all the people who usually go for the drop usually can't hit those rebounds on some of these solo collectible drops. So just going for Brave Gate, it could be a solid option for a lot of people. Absolutely, man. Awesome still following your lives. Yeah, Luke, I'm wondering, is that where you're at right now? Australia? Tasmania, Australia? I'm wondering if that has to have a factor, right? I mean, that's why I always said location, even though it doesn't necessarily say that it has a difference, it would logically feel like if you're in an area that doesn't have many servers or etc., you would think you would have a little bit less of a chance to get it or whatever the case may be. I just wish there was like a way to find out the exact remedy or whatever the case is for some people, because I know some people, they've been striking out so much and they're in like the USA on the East Coast even. And so I feel like logically speaking, the location has to play like some kind of factor in it, you would think. But I'm just so confused because you would think those people, like Miss Rose, you're in the Netherlands. I know you said you've been struggling. There's a lot of people from the Netherlands that have been struggling too. And that's what tells me, I feel like it has somewhat of a factor for sure. A lot of people are saying, J Kill, reset your router IP. That may have something to do with it as well too. Wow, you've been having crazy luck. Shout out to you, Saggy Dot. Only got 2 wrong in the March Madness bracket. Shout out to anyone who's filled out a March Madness bracket. I know absolutely nothing about college basketball or football, believe it or not. I'm one of the few people in the world who does not tune in to college basketball, college football. Just never piqued my interest. I never got into it. I know nothing about it. I'm all about the pro sports like NBA, NFL, MLB. But it's one of those things where majority of the world is like loves college basketball, loves college football, does the brackets. I'm one of those outliers, one of those oddballs out who just doesn't do it. Well, shout out to anyone out there who's filling them out. I know they're always usually a fun, good time. Yeah, Maverick, I felt like they did fix the issue with that, but maybe they didn't. If people are still having an issue, I would say maybe reset the router. The router, I think that's what. Yeah, reset your router IP. That's what a lot of people are saying to do. 1 of 1, gang. Did you hit? I did not hit today. I missed. I felt like my timing was pretty good. I felt like I probably should have got it. Maybe I was a hair. If I was not even a millisecond, if I was late, I was probably half a millisecond late. If I was to put a guess on it, maybe not even half, like a quarter of a millisecond late. I felt like my timing was pretty dang close to being perfect. Kelvin, how we doing on the drop today? Did you get one today? Maybe rebound or something? JD's bud is hiding in his backyard, stealing his Wi-Fi. Shout out to my guy Tyler Gear. VeVe Chusk. He spammed it, he said today. See, he always tries different strategies because he doesn't feel confident just timing at one time like I do. So, he's all about trying all these different strategies. Sometimes he'll spam it, like a majority of people do. Today, he said he spammed it, got a high mint, got a 1.6 XXX. Don't know the rarity just yet. Timed it, JD way. Let's go. So we've had a couple people ready, or a couple people had success on the timing. My buddy, actually, from my hometown, he got it. He got a dub today with the spamming technique, though. So shout out to the spammers out there. Shout out to the timers, spammers and timers. I'd say the JD way had both index fingers ready on both my iPhone and iPad. Got the timing perfect on one of them. Let's go. So you had both index fingers ready to go. So you're like this. So you're on two phones. That's hilarious. It's got to be probably tough to time it perfect on both. If I was on two phones, I would probably use two thumbs. And I would probably hold it. This is like a remote to control one of the lights. So I would feel comfortable if I was to use two phones. I would feel comfortable going like this. Yeah, because it'd be on the right side. I would probably go like this and use both my thumbs as opposed to using both my pointers. Just because I feel so confident being able to hold it and boom, press it real quick like that. That's probably what I would do. But again, that's just my thought process. I don't use two phones. I only use the one phone. I've only ever used one phone. And so, but if I was to use two, I probably would use my thumbs. Let's go. Miss Roseland. She's saving her luck for the big drop tomorrow. That's what it is. Let's go. That's the problem, Punch. There's so many great deals right now in the market. What's your opinion on tomorrow's Golden Moments drop? Wow. So personally, I hope they, as a collector, trying to collect every single Golden Moments. I think it's going to be hard to keep collecting them all if they keep releasing more and more and a lot of them. So hopefully they don't keep releasing a lot of them. Just personally as a collector, it'd be harder for me to collect them all. But as a whole, I love anytime Disney drops a big release like this just because, it's a big brand IP drop. We used to get excited. We used to dream about days like this. Now that it's here and it's, we've had a few of them, it's kind of like people are like, okay, it's enough now. Almost reminds me of how they dropped the Batman Black and White series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And people are like, oh my gosh, another Batman. This is a Batman app. Stop dropping Batman. Then we moved to Marvel and it's like, okay. And we had a bunch of Marvel and people thought it was the Marvel app, then Disney, and then people think it's a Disney app, So I do like the fact that, we're having more Disney drops. I think anytime the biggest brand in the world drops on VeVe, I think it's a good thing overall as a whole. For OMI holders, for, even people in just the VeVe community. Just that many more fans find out about VeVe. My buddy didn't believe me. He's like, you really didn't hit today? I think this might be one of the first times where he's hit and I didn't hit. There's a lot of dips right now going on, a lot of opportunities in the market. But that's kind of my theory, my opinion on this bow. Like I'm excited to collect them. But as a collector, I don't have unlimited money, so I kind of want there to be fewer golden moments than most collectibles. I always thought too, I positioned myself well to be able to collect all the golden moments. I wanted to be a master collector of the Disney golden moments. I always thought Disney has everything. I'm not going to be able to collect every single drop that Disney has, but I thought they would probably keep those Disney golden moments as like their big, collectibles to where, and probably not that often to where I figured since I did position myself already previously, I felt like I'd be able to collect just the Disney golden moments, even if they release, tons of other Disney collectibles, just not in all gold. Well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, can't be set in stone in your ways. VeVe, Disney, they're always going to be changing, but you got to adapt with it, adapt or get left behind. That's what I always say. And just in life in general. But yeah, I'm going to go after him tomorrow. Hopefully I get him on the drop. it'll be interesting to see what happens, you know, depending on how many editions there are. If things dip a little bit, you know, if people dump them. I don't know, though. I want to take a chance on Disney. You know, Disney's a big, big IP. JD is like 90% the GOAT. I love you, my boy. Shout out to my guy, APB Bulldogs. Mr. 90%. Looks like outdoors fishing, cut off or something. Oh, okay. You got L on the 8-minute rebound. Where's everyone from? And I'm in Ireland. I'm in the East Coast of the USA. Shout out to you and everyone else in Ireland. That's awesome, Eric Nolan. We missed today to get tomorrow's. That's how we roll. Facts, Johnny West Coast. Facts. You can't get every drop. You know, even though people think I get every single drop, it's just not how it works. So hopefully save my luck for tomorrow. I am in Florida. I am struggling. That's what's so crazy, right, Kelvin? So to me, that's what makes me feel like. Shout out to you, Feast with Ethan. I live in Melbourne and able to get drops, many different factors. And see, that's where I'm kind of held up on, because you would think that location probably, like logically speaking, probably has somewhat of a factor. But then you see people like Kelvin. Kelvin's been here for a while now. He knows all the tips, the tricks. You know, he tries everything, the spamming, the timing. He's still struggling, and he's in the East Coast in Florida. You would think, especially Florida being like the crypto capital almost these days. I mean, you would think you would have good connection, good location. If that was the factor, he should be able to get these, but I don't know, man. So strange. And then like Eric Nolan, he got one today. He's in Ireland, Melbourne. I wish I knew like what every factor exactly is. Right now, it's kind of just all hypothesis. We're kind of just thinking things are, because yeah, Netherlands, a lot of people in Netherlands have been struggling. So you think that, you know, maybe something like that has something to do with it. Like Miss Rose, Netherlands, struggling big time lately. Miami Beach, that's where Punch is. That's where, you know, my destination will be one day. This is a good, and this is why also Ian Devine, I feel like I always am hesitant to tell people, you know, go out, get the latest technology, because you don't know if that actually works, right? So I was running the iPhone XS Max. What, I don't know if it's XS, I guess. I was running the iPhone XS Max until the other day. I got the iPhone 13 Pro Max. It hasn't changed anything. Like logically speaking, you would think a brand new phone 13 Pro Max would help. Like I got a new phone. I felt like it kind of helped. I feel like upgrading my connection definitely helped a little bit. But there's plenty of times where I still don't get the drop. But my consistency is there. Is that the timing? Is that the phone upgrade, the connection, the location? I don't really know. Maybe a combination of both, or like everything. I know nothing about football. That's evident in the fantasy league. Hey, BB, I didn't say nothing about football. I said college football. Taking words out of my mouth, twisting them up. But yeah, I definitely don't pay attention to college football. Never got into it. You guys are going down in that fantasy league too next year. That, you know, I won the VeVe Influencer Fantasy Football League. Shout out to everybody who was in that VeVe Influencer Fantasy Football League. What a great time. You know, so many legendary conversations. I was hoping I could, you know, transfer that luck into the Omi Fantasy Football League. But, you know, I will admit you guys tore me up a little bit. Didn't even make playoffs in that league. I was pretty disappointed. Redemption for next year. You guys are all going down. Let's go. Finally got a comic win. Shout out to Modric the Collector. I always try to ask people, what was the strategy that you used today, Modric? Did you go for the spamming technique? Did you go for the timing technique? No, you're right about this, Willow Kid. Absolutely. And that's kind of why I'm actually shocked that I don't love the college sports, because you're right. That's where like a lot of the passion is, the love for the game. Pro sports, that's literally entertainment, especially these days, right? I mean, a lot of it's, you know, people are just playing for the money. It's a business at the end of the day. It really is just for entertainment. So I completely understand that. That's why, I mean, I can't control what I love or what I don't like. That's why I kind of zoom out and think about like from other people's perspectives, like how don't I love the college sports, the intensity. It just, I think what it is just there's too many teams. and like I can't keep track of all the different bowl games like in college football, and so it just kind of, in my eyes, kind of just waters it down. Like I don't know, who's really good, who's not. I don't know. I mean, all the games are definitely intense and great to watch, though. That's kind of just why I'm surprised in myself that I don't love it as much as I do, or as much as you would think. Brazil here. Shout out to Z Brito from Brazil. Can only get blind boxes, no comics. Well, comics are blind boxes. So you mean you can only get the collectible blind boxes, I think you mean, not the comics? I think a lot of people are in that same boat. APB. What's good? What's good? You got to get that theme song bumping, my man. That song bumps. It's a good theme song. Oh, wow. 800 miles from that server. Yeah, I see. Luke, I feel like that has to play some kind of factor in it. You would think. We should start a community spreadsheet to track our luck. I'm in Oklahoma and have usually had pretty good luck. I live outside the town, and the fiber optic internet cable runs through our backyard. Wow. Shout out to Myvi with the fiber optic internet cable. Now, I didn't upgrade my internet that much, but you would think that probably has some kind of factor too. I don't know if that's 100%, but you would think, I mean, just logically speaking, like I always talk about, without knowing anything for a certain fact, it probably has a factor. So yeah, I definitely think so, Ivy. I think if we constantly, if not a spreadsheet, just talk about it, a spreadsheet would be a little bit more formal. If you want to take that initiative, Ivy, and try to see where people are from and see if they've had, maybe make a poll, like how do you feel like you've had success with the drops, like good, bad, medium. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of people too to say like struggle with the collectible blind boxes or do better on the collectible blind boxes, struggle with the comics. I think that'd be a fun thing just to even see. Let's go. Rebound W4. So a while ago, huh? I'm really far behind on these chats. I'm probably like 20 minutes behind. Sometimes it thinks about it for a second before declining me. Possibly filling closer orders before mine. All good, though. Still a lot of fun. See, look, you know what's funny? You just said that because that's the way I felt today. I felt today. It was like waiting. Should we give it to them? Should we not? No. Obviously, we don't know if that's the case or not. But when that, like, I'll show you the video of it. When it pauses, like 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. Like I thought I was getting it right here just because of this pause. Sometimes it's longer than others, and then it kicked me out. Like that's the part that we don't really know what's happening. We're just kind of guessing based on what it feels like. So that's why to me it feels like once you're in that section right there where it's loading, it feels like you're in a queue system, and then it's like randomly distributing the collectible to people. That's why we say I feel like the consistency of timing it perfect is the key. But again, I'm sure people have been timing it pretty consistently and still haven't been getting it. So I'm not sure exactly what it is. Danny with the shot, boy. I like that username. Facts, Punch, VeVe Fam sticks together. And that's the thing we really do, man. I mean, there's obviously going to be people that, come in, come out, it's just part of life. There's always going to be people come and go. But I think the nucleus is always going to be here, We believe in this. We're a family. We love each other. There's obviously going to be bad actors in it too. I mean, I think the community is going to be able to sniff them out. Just the more the VeVe grows. I think we've already seen it from day one. People have gotten a pretty good feeling of certain people, how they act, how they are, how they react to certain things that may not go their certain way all the time. So again, I feel like anytime there's a FUD season type thing going on with VeVe, I think that's what really starts to bring out the true character in people. When things don't always go your way, when the markets are down, maybe Omi's down, maybe more delays are happening, I think that's when you really start to see like who is who. It's easy to be all happy and go lucky and positive when the market's booming, Omi's going off, everything's on time. I think it's easy at that point to, be that positive energy that everybody wants. But I think it's crucial to kind of see who is who when everything's not really going as planned. I think that's when really you start to see who is who and who's the true character of some people. Like the video, fam. Talk to you all later. Got to bounce. Calvin, appreciate you as always, my man. Always appreciate your support, brother. Sorry you didn't get one today. Keep trying to figure it out, Hopefully down in Florida, get some good luck soon, my man. Appreciate you big time. I don't know about this, Johnny boy. I've always been so not trying to get blocked. Like, I know how FanDuel is. You can't create 2 accounts. So I always had the impression that that's how VeVe's going to be one day, but it's not right now. So I think you can have 2 accounts. Like, I know some people have another account for their kids that they always use, etc., or maybe their wife, their girlfriend, whatever the case is. I'm not too sure if you can log into your account with 2 different phones. I think you have to have 2 different accounts. But again, I'm not positive on those details, so don't take those words, 100%. I would definitely try to find out for sure. I don't have all the information on that one, just because I have only used 1 account, 1 phone, so I don't really have all the information for you on that one. But I think people definitely, I think you can. I mean, the chat could probably even help you out. We are so blessed that we're bored. It gets you hit the nail on the head. I literally feel this way with a lot of people in the community right now. I feel like this is kind of what's happening. Like, we all, I mean, on top of the fact that it's probably just built up frustration with a lot of people, which is understandable, life happens, I understand. But that's kind of what it feels like. We all see the potential in what VeVe can be, right? We all love VeVe so much to where, like, it is early. This is literally such a blessing to be here before everything's finalized. I've said this since it was season 1. There's going to come a point in time when we're on season 5, season 7, and new people are just going to be finding out about the VeVe app. They're going to see it for the first time, season 7, season 5, and they're going to say, holy cow, this app is perfect. This app is amazing. I wish I was here season 1. And that mindset right there is just mind-blowing, because it's like, do you really wish you were here season 1? Because you probably would have left. That, so many times that people are going to see this app, season 5, season 7, be amazed with it, wish they were here season 1. And then so many people that were here season 1, 2, and 3 are pissed off because it's not perfect right now. There's going to be people in the future who were wishing they would die for the opportunity that we're all in right now. And it's just not going to be able to really be seen until that time comes. Good question here. Is DC comic book ever going to drop in VeVe? I personally believe it will, but that's just my personal opinion. Nothing's guaranteed. Now, another reason why I've said this is just because, obviously, with everything going on, DC on other platforms, they have the action comic card on other platforms, right? I think that's cool and everything. I think they probably will do well. I don't see why they wouldn't do well. Shout out to everybody who's collecting those. I think it's another cool thing to collect on a different platform. But I do envision a day where VeVe will have action or DC comics. Now, again, maybe I'm wrong in the future, and I'm okay with being wrong, but that's just my opinion. That's just my belief. Definitely thought the golden moments would be a once a year type thing. Yeah, I think originally that was probably the thought process. I can understand that sentiment, Green Goblin and dudes. Yeah, I thought as a collector of them all, I was kind of hoping it would be like a once in a while type thing, just because it's I may have to change my game plan again. I may not be able to be a master collector of the Disney golden moments if they drop every couple weeks type thing. I think it would help them a lot, the value of them, if they did make the golden moments a once in a while type event. And then just drop the regular collectibles in the regular format, throughout that period of time. That was kind of my thought process. But again, I don't make the decisions, unfortunately, right? You just kind of have to, you got to adapt. And that's the thing. I mean, if you don't like something, that's okay, because, that's just your opinion. Danny's in California. I know a lot of people in Cali that have been struggling. DC and Baltimore. See, Willow, that's so crazy because I feel like on the East Coast too, in the USA, I feel like you would have probably one of the better connections or better locations. I feel like, but literally 2 drops in the last 70, like that's unbelievable. And Willow, like you're an athlete. I mean, you get it. You get the tips. You get the tricks. You get it how to be on time. I feel like I don't know, man. Those are the reasons why right there. Especially with December, like Miss Rose not hitting either. Kelvin, like I want to be able to figure out, like, okay, this is the reason why you're not hitting. Try this, but we don't know that reason, so it's so hard to say, how to fix the problem when you don't know what the problem exactly is just yet. So, hey, about out to the Drop King, Johnny Boyd. Appreciate you, Daniel Remus, for joining today. Take it easy, brother. Oh, he said meant to say shout out. I haven't got a drop since decon, but I'm not mad. Just be grateful. Wow. See, Daniel, you've been struggling big time too. Since decon, that's a long time that you haven't got a drop. You've been struggling too big time, and I just want to say, I appreciate you for always tuning in, supporting the whole time while you haven't been hitting the drops. I know it's got to be frustrating, and you've kept your cool, and I just want to say I appreciate that big time because it means a lot. I mean, just to me and the rest of the community members. We don't want to see that toxic energy. And I mean, I'm sure it gets frustrating for sure. So I can understand. In the moment, I'm from Texas and get every blind box, big drop, but never comics. And some people say that the comic timer tends to be off. So that's one thing in the moment. If no matter what strategy you try, the spamming or the timing, try backing out and coming back into that drop screen with like 45 seconds left. And look at the timer as soon as you do it and see if it's going down in order, in sync. If it is, then keep it that way. If you look at the timer and it feels stuck on a certain time, like to me, I felt like it was stuck on 34 seconds, I think it was today. So I went back, came back in, and that's when the timer felt in sync. Enzo, he's from Netherlands, so hopefully you don't have the bad luck like Miss Rose. I guess Enzo Nola is like a famous person's name that I'm unaware of. Yeah, random, bro. I think a lot of people did take a W with that collection. I think a lot of people might have skipped that one. I got a dub as well, and that one I had the ultra rare. Unbelievable. I was actually going to pass on that collection too. Shout out to Matt Gondek, though. I think he's an awesome artist. Became a big fan of a lot of his work. I was going to pass on that one, but got the ultra rare and was like, well, all right then. This is crazy too, because I've seen people, have a lot of success on the iPhone 7s for some reason. Whatever the iPhone 7 processor was, I feel like that was doing really well for people. In the moment, says he's hit on the iPhone 8, but not the 13. And I've heard a lot of people have missing on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And it's like, that's irritating to me to hear just because it prevents me from being able to really help people. Because it's like, I don't even suggest you getting the latest, newest phone because 2 reasons. One, we're going to have the new drop system soon. #soon. And then the second reason, I don't know if that new technology really helps out 100%. So it's always tough. I'm migrating. Anyone wants to adopt me? I'm in Alberta and I hit about 10%. I feel pretty grateful for that. And that's why Green Goblin, I can't believe my percentage. My drop percentage has to be above 50%. And that's why I feel like so many people are pissed because they don't hit nearly as much. They see me keep hitting. All he has to be tied in with an influencer or whatever. I was getting these drops before I even became an influencer, Like I got the first Nightwing drop. That was random. That was lucky as anything. I got 2 Nightwings on that drop. Like, I feel like my luck has started since day one. Even finding VeVe. When I tell people in my town, like I found VeVe and made like, probably a life-changing experience. People in my hometown would say, of course, Johnny, of course Johnny finds it, right? It's like feel like God just looked out for me, man. I mean, I've been grinding on things for a whole decade, and things just never really panned out the way I wanted them to pan out, and I never gave up. I didn't know it was going to be NFTs or VeVe, but I just kept trying to find a way and just followed my passions, and it all led me to finding VeVe at the perfect time, in the most perfect time in the world. And that's why I felt like it was just meant to be, because when you chase your passions and find things that you're into and you love, and you don't do things just for money, you will lead yourself into the right place at the right time if you never give up. And that's what happened. Let's go. Shout out to APB. Hit that like. Show JD some love. Help out the algorithm. Go Brazy. Appreciate you. Hey, Green Goblin. Yeah, L20. Let me know if the market's open, guys. I mean, a little bit past the usual time for the market. Should be open. You guys probably let me know. I just haven't even got to the chat just yet. Market's open. Let's take a look. I don't see it in here. Am I first one in here already? Did I literally just time that perfect? I exit the app, I open it, and the market's up. Like, what? I got in there before any of the comics. I don't see it in the market. Interesting. Yeah, does anyone know what's going on with the market? It's open. I don't see the comic in here, though. Oh, man. Chasing Sunday's been struggling, too. But at least you hit the, 007, Donald and Daisy. Those are good ones. Yeah, Green Goblin. I think so too. So many factors for the drops: timing, phone, internet server, most of all luck. I think it is a combination of all that stuff. Absolutely. It's almost, I see it almost like poker. Like if you're playing Texas Hold'em, I used to play Texas Hold'em a lot back in the day. It's like it's not all skill, but it's not all luck. You kind of need that combination of both. Like you can only do so much when you get certain cards, right? You can only bluff so many times. Man, my nose is getting bad right now. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully the chat, a lot of dubs tomorrow. We'll be pretty happy if we see a lot of dubs on the Disney drop. That's for sure. Let's go, Saggy Dot. I did. Did you pre-order Batman 423 McFarlane Pop Funko? I did. And the best thing about it is I got 2 of them. Let's go. I got 2 of them. One's going to go up there on the shelf. And I think I'm going to keep one in the package. Pretty excited about this one because obviously you guys know me and Todd. Got my Todd collectible up there. Got my Todd comic book up there. Gotta show that one off. And I think the Pop Funko of Todd McFarlane Batman is going to look amazing. It's got like a background of the comic book in there. So I wanted to actually open that one up and then leave one closed in the box sealed. So that's why I got 2 of them. And I don't plan on selling it. I would have got 3 of them if I planned on selling one. But facts, December. We got to have a big one soon. Let's go. Facts. For me personally, see Rios, I like Woody a little bit more, or Grail Comics, just because. But that's a personal opinion. I didn't know too much about the Up House, and for me, I know Woody pretty well. And since I'm not the biggest person who's into a lot of these different superheroes, just different characters in general in a lot of movies, I feel like I almost use that to my advantage, not knowing so much, to where if I know a character really well, that tells me how popular it is. Like I know how popular Woody is because I'm a huge fan. I love Woody and Buzz. I know how big they are in the world. I think Up is a huge movie too. I think Up House will probably do well. But in my eyes, I think Woody will probably do a little bit better. It's just my opinion on it. I only have the one Woody. I have one Up House too. But if I was thinking about stacking some, I would rather stack Woody. Just my personal opinion. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. And again, I love the Grail comics too, just because it's going to be a huge catalyst once we can put them in our showroom and on our profile. That may take some time. Delays may happen even more. We don't know. But I don't think you can ever go wrong with the Grail comic books. Top 10, top 20, whatever the case is. All different rarities too. The commons, the rares, the uncommons, the ultra rares, the secret rares. I think that's been a big debate recently around the community. I talked a lot about that in my last live stream. So pretty much for the whole live too. So if anybody wants to kind of hear my thought process on the whole thing that's happened recently, just tune into the last live stream. Talked about it a lot. I want to give a shout out to Comics and Crypto again, Sean. So I think a lot of people have been twisting around his character lately just because they don't agree with something. Perfectly okay to disagree with people. We're humans. We're not going to have, an agreement with every single person. And it's okay to disagree with things, especially with a new innovation. That's how you propel things forward, is to disagree, give your feedback. What do you like? What do you don't like about it? And go from there. But once I saw his character getting twisted around and people trying to manipulate the situation to try to say that he's a bad person, his intent is not in the right direction. Like, Sean is one of the most good-hearted people in the world with the most pure intent. And I'll say that with my reputation on the line. Like, I love Sean. Like, Comics and Crypto, they're great people. And it's okay to disagree, If you disagree, come to them respectfully with a new idea, maybe a different variation of something. Give your opinion on it. That's what they want. But do it in a respectful way. So that's what I got to say about that today. I don't want to talk about it too much just because I talked about it for a couple hours yesterday. But yeah, facts, Daniel. Absolutely. You know how we're still early? He says, go into any comic book collectible shop and ask if they've heard of VeVe. So far, no one has. Exactly. And a lot of them will actually be kind of hesitant to believe in the future of that, or kind of even maybe defensive, thinking that it could hurt their physical business, which then you have to say to them, the whole reason why I'm here buying these physical comics or collectibles is because of the digital NFTs, the digital collectibles on the VeVe app. And once they start to understand that, like, oh, wow, the digital is actually promotion for even the physical collectibles because these people are collectors, then their whole mindset starts to kind of change a little bit. And then the adoption starts to happen. The integration starts to happen. Maybe you go to your local comic book shop, put in a promo code, you get a VeVe exclusive comic NFT. Stuff like that I think could happen in the future. But right now we are in that early process of, people still haven't even heard of VeVe. It sounds crazy because we have 2 million active users. People question all the time, are we still early? But anytime I think you see the FUD cycles or people that still never even heard of it, should let you know that we're definitely early. Maybe the comics are in the market finally. Finally, okay. I don't know. Maybe I got in there just super early. I doubt did I really time that perfect again? Like, all right, 25 secret rares down to 250. Again, this is another reason why I wanted to try to get in the market right away. And if I did get a secret rare, ultra rare, just because I probably would have put it up there near 1,000, hoping for a sale, expecting the price to dip down like it just did. We have 44 ultra rares in the marketplace for sale. The price is $45. Really cheap. $44. That sounds really cheap, almost too cheap. Like, even though I think prices will get kind of, what's the word here? Kind of flattened out a little bit once this Medium article comes out for Disney. It sounds really cheap for an ultra rare. The rare, $20. The uncommon, $7.60, and the common is $7. Was this a good drop? So I think long term, Gary, that this comic book could do well long term, but I think on the short term, we're just getting too many, or not too many, but we're getting a bigger drop this weekend. Excuse me. A Disney Golden Moments drop that I think will probably hurt the prices of this one. I think people are going to look to flip this for more gems for those Disney drops. Oh, man, yeah, Poke I remember before Christmas, I got like 16 out of 20 drops. The good old days. I've hit 3 drops since Christmas. Wow, Poke Anytime I hear these stories, it makes me, feel extra blessed for how, many drops I've gotten after Christmas in 2022 so far. But, I definitely think the drops have been hard for a lot of people. Appreciate your constant support, PokeLee99. You've always been here, for a while. Supporting all the content creators, especially my channel. Appreciate you big time. Because it gets frustrating, I'm sure. I haven't gone too many times where it's been more than about 10 drops where I've missed maybe like 12. But, I'm not in that position. So I've been grateful for that. But absolutely, it would definitely get frustrating. You don't hit for a while. But I just want to congratulate you, say how great of a job most of you, pretty much all of you guys who have been struggling. You don't freak out, cause a huge scene or anything. You stay loyal. You just stay calm, cool, collected, You don't freak out or anything like that. It does feel like some people have been blocked almost. Market open. Let's go. Thank you. I think I opened it perfect time before the new comics got in there. Or yeah, it happened to everybody. Okay, it wasn't just me. Good to know. No new comics in the market yet. I wonder why that happened. I thought it was just me. Good thing it was my alien instincts. Yeah, for real. Those of us that have been here for over a year don't seem to panic. It's the newbies. And that's the thing, crypto superhero. Absolutely. And I think a lot of it is a combination of things. Probably buying in new, January, mid-January, all-time highs maybe. That probably has a lot to do with it. Things retrace now. People are upset. The market's down. OMI's not really moving. OMI's down. The whole market in the world's kind of down. Wars are going around in different countries, different places. Delays are happening. So the overall sentiment, I think people are just frustrated right now. If it's some, people have been here for a while, maybe it's some built-up frustration. But I think, it's a lot of the new people that are frustrated, thinking things are going to boom right away. Yeah, the comic's not in there yet, JD. So something definitely weird happened, yeah, for sure. Because a lot of you guys have been can't see it either for some reason. It looks like it took a while to get in there for some reason. Miss Rose, December, try a Starbucks Wi-Fi. It's usually fastest public. And Green Goblin, yeah. So I know a lot of people who were on iPhone 7s back in the day. They called it like Wi-Fi hunting or something like that. Literally just going around the public servers to hopefully try to get the fastest Wi-Fi. Now, also, I think a lot of people got blocked or restricted because of that, because maybe their IP Wi-Fi didn't match up or whatever the case was. But I think that's legal to do. I mean, just going to a different store, doing the drop in a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks type thing, I'm pretty sure that's legal. As long as you're not, doing the drop any kind of illegal way at the place. I mean, as long as you're using your finger at the store, I don't see why you can't use a different Wi-Fi. But yeah, maybe try doing something. See if it has something to do with your connection or not. Might have had, yeah, Robert Rosedo. The market was down yesterday, so maybe that's why. It is back up though. I wish Green Goblin Nova was selling. I didn't get a doubled espresso for your VeVe jitter fingers. I think self-plug. I don't think it's them being fishy. I think it's them probably trying to figure things out. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Mr. Peculiar, hey, how we doing, fam? Have you checked out Cats on Creek? I've never even heard of them. But if you're into those collections, shout out to you. I haven't heard of them, but I mean, I hope they do well for you. Haven't checked them out, but never heard of them. Crack Kremlin collection. But if you're into those, if you got a couple of those, I hope they do well for you, brother. Maybe it's an ongoing problem. Possibly. Let's go. VeVe vibes. Needed some positive vibes. Let's go. Shout out to my guy. Appreciate you for tuning in. And that's the thing, I think overall the community needs the positive vibes, because that was kind of like my vision not vision, but that was kind of what I was doing last summer when all that FUD was happening. I really motivated, inspired a lot of people to stay convicted. I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, but I think just hearing, thought processes from OGs that have been here since last March, whether it's Pirates, Kyle Wilson, so many different OGs that have been here have stood the test of time, have seen the ups, the downs. We've all seen it before. So I think maintaining that positivity is crucial, especially during times like this. I think the last thing that the community needs right now is people attacking people's character, especially when they don't know the whole situation or anything like that. I don't think we need any of that stuff right now in the community. I feel like just talking about the situations in the past with our experiences. We've seen VeVe go up, we've seen it come back down. I've seen, if I had, 1,000 Omi for every time I heard somebody say that VeVe was sinking or VeVe was done or VeVe was finished, you'd probably see Johnny Dunn up there in the top Omi wallet holders. Like, I think I made a tweet about that last year or something like that. If I had an Omi or 1,000 Omi for every time I heard VeVe was finished, I'd be in the top Omi wallet holders, because I think people just get frustrated. A lot of things, and I mean, I said this a little bit ago on this stream too. During times like this, when there is frustration, when there is, chaos around the world, when the markets are down, when there are delays happening, when the Omi token's down, I think that's when you start to see the true character in a lot of people, because things aren't going to plan. Things aren't going accordingly to the plan, the original plan. I mean, we all know that delays can happen in the real world, etc. But that's the thing too. When people are tuned into the crypto space, NFT space, they're in the micro, they're in every hour, every 10 minutes looking at the market, prices, etc. Sometimes you have to zoom out, take a break, go do a hobby, whether that's my golf is like kind of my hobby out there. It's like my meditation, yoga. I think sometimes people just want things to instantly boom right away. You want to be a millionaire tomorrow. It's like, just chill, like things have to take time. So, I appreciate you coming in the chat, VeVe Vibes. Oh, good question here. Yo, brother, which one would be better? Would you buy and why? Edna McQueen, Uphouse. So I have one of each of this set. I love the way McQueen looks. I love the race car, the way that looks. Uphouse looks cool too. I would say Edna doesn't look aesthetically the best to me, but I think Edna may do the best out of those three right there, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but I say that because Edna is pretty cheap right now. I think it's like $115 or something like that. Maybe not exactly that price last time I checked. I could check it right now in the market, actually, since it's up. But I just feel like an ultra rare, even though we see all the time that the commons are usually the most popular character. That's why I think Woody was the common. And probably the first ever Monsters Inc. being that huge movie that most people know. Both of those are commons, pretty common characters. Edna isn't the most popular character, so I think that's why it's the ultra rare. But sometimes the ultra rares just get so cheap to where it's like, okay, that ultra rare is not going to stay at that price forever. And that's kind of the mindset that I'm feeling right now with that piece. Let's see. Race car, Lightning McQueen, $94. Love the way that one looks. We got the Uphouse, $79. Mike Waz, 62. Where's Woody? Woody's 189, and Edna is less than $100, $99 for an ultra rare. A good mint too, 907. All right, so I'm surprised that's not bought. I personally try to buy from like people that don't have private accounts, no profile picture. I try to stay away from that just because I want to support a real person. But sometimes you can't snipe low mints like that. So I can understand if people snipe the low mints without looking. But I think Edna, just because, again, even though it's not the most popular character, there's a point in time where the ultra rares become so cheap in my eyes to where it's like, I don't think ultra rare is going to stay that cheap, even though Woody, the common's probably the most popular character in that bunch. Yeah, definitely heated space. That's another reason why it makes me not want to join these spaces recently, just because I feel like too much toxic energy can get involved in there. That's why I watched that live stream on Kyle Wilson's channel. It was Kyle Wilson's channel to recap that Twitter spaces that he held. And I think that was much needed for the space at the time, because it was just a reinforcement of positive energy. I mean, think about it. We're grown adults now. We're not in high school. If you have a disagreement with me, if you don't agree with something I say, put it in the chat respectfully, and I'll tell you why I thought that. Maybe you end up being right. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. If you disagree with it, it's not like we're enemies now. You can have a disagreement and we can still be friends, but put it in a respectful way. Don't attack my character or someone else's character just because you disagree with something. I think that's where the line gets crossed or overstepped. So I feel like, Lightning 95. What a steal. Lightning, shout out to the Palace in the building. Didn't see that you guys joined in the chat again. No luck on the drop. Yeah, I didn't hit on the drop today either, my man. Today was an interception. I felt like I had pretty good timing too. I thought it was another drop where I did get it. I would say I was like a half of a millisecond. So maybe like a quarter millisecond too slow, too late today. But I felt like I had a good chance of getting it. Just wasn't my time today. Might low key stack some of these NYX common comics. Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Peculiar. I mean, we're still in like, I don't want to say beta because technically we're not anymore, but I mean, it's still so early. The team's, I mean, fantastic team behind VeVe. If I was doing a fantasy draft of NFT platforms, I would draft the Comey team. Facts, Mr. Peculiar. No better time to get in a project like this than early. And here's the thing, too, just like you said, people were complaining a lot, saying like the OGs, you know, they were able to capitalize when the prices were so low. It's not fair anymore. But then as soon as the bear prices come in and the prices are so low, people don't want to buy because the prices are so low. It's a psychology trick. I'm trying to think of the word that's used. The Dublin goods. Shout out to Andre Jick making a video on that. It's basically like saying when prices are cheap, when prices are low, and there's just a lot of supply, no one's buying them, it's psychologically not appealing to buy that. You stay away from it because it's cheap. There's a lot of them still in supply. No one's buying them. Psychology is like people are looking at it like, why do I want that? That is the trick. That's the opportunity usually, not financial advice. But that's what we all did who capitalized on the moment when everything was in store, in stock. Todd McFarlane Batman was $89.99 or $79.99 from October 2020 to November, December, January 2021, February, March. 6,000 Todds stayed in stock, in store for retail. It was a Dublin good, you know, 6,000 of them out of 7,500 editions, retail price. Why do I want that? You know, boom. Soon as they start selling out, watching just refresh. Now 4,000 are left, refresh, 3,000 are left. Got all the way down to refreshing it. It was less than 1,000. And as soon as they sold out, that's when the FOMO started happening. People are starting to buy them now. Oh, I don't want to miss out. That's when the psychology aspect hits, starts buying it. Price raises. Now it looks enticing because there's demand. People are buying it. Price is skyrocketing. That's when the FOMO happens. People are buying the Todds at 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 14,000, etc. when they could have bought it months ago, staring at it in store in stock. So it's just the psychology. We saw Marvel Comics #1 get resold for $2, $1.99. Where a lot of us are looking in the market like, what? This is the first comic, right? This is Marvel Comics #1. Why? Why is it? And so it's not enticing to buy that. You know, I didn't even buy as many as I should have right then. A lot of us didn't. The people who swooped in bought 100 of them, hundreds of them. That same comic book is what, $250, $300 right now. Definitely waiting for that Medium article or that updated article. Absolutely. Yeah, yesterday's comic kind of reminded me of that one. Now, I'm not saying yesterday's comic's going to be Marvel Comics #1's price, but I'm just saying something as important, something as valuable as Todd that stayed in store, in stock for months. Marvel Comics #1, that comic sold out, not even instantly. I live streamed that one. You guys can go back and watch that live stream. I actually waited. I paused trying to just time it, hoping I got a secret rare. I should have just said buy. I think I got like 8 or 10 maybe on the drop. Could have got like 15. So it's just times are different, you know. And even back then, when it finally did sell out, it was getting resold for $1.99, $2. And it's like, man, when's the recorded AMA coming again? I think in a little bit. Little bit is the new hashtag soon. I'm not sure exactly December. Let me read out the tweet because VeVe did make a tweet about this, or a Comey team, I think, made a tweet about this. Hey, VeVe fam, no spaces, Discord AMA this week, but we will be recording an overall platform update from the VeVe co-founders, David Yu and Dan Crothers, for release mid next week. That was one day ago. So I'm thinking like next Wednesday, possibly sometime. Yeah, today's comment looks good. People tweaking about ape being listed on exchanges already, and Omi still crickets. Yeah, and Willow, to go on this is you can pay in exchange to list your tokens. And I think we've seen that with Coinbase happen with other tokens. They've listed Doge, they've listed Sheep, they've listed Ape. I mean, and VeVe teams came out and said they're not going to pay in exchange an amount of money to list something. This is going to come in time. I know it's one of those things where we want it to happen right now. We want all of our bags to be, going sky high. But as frustrating as it is to see that, I think you just have to look at it and say, it's almost guaranteed that's going to be there one day at this point. So just prepare yourself for when that day does come, because once that day does happen, it's going to be probably tough to get millions once it's on major exchanges. So obviously we want that time to come now, but I think that's just a good sign to say, okay, if you didn't have confidence that it was coming before, I think it's inevitable. I mean, most of us thought it was inevitable before that anyway, but crypto isn't for everyone. Got to ride the wave and be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. But with that said, when Lambo, when Tesla, let's go. Facts. When VeVe House, let's go. That's coming one day. Texas over Florida. I'm gonna recruit JD to hook him up. Hey, I mean, Texas, Florida, I'm cool with either one. I think I like Florida a little bit better. Gives me that like island vibe. But hey, I can't be wrong. Can't be mad with Texas weather at all. Yeah, when everything. ABB, you're in Cali? Oh, you are in Cali. For some reason, I thought you were already in Texas. Miss Rose leaving the Netherlands one day. Skip it, bringing that one up for now. Trying to get these low, I think you meant mint comics in the secondary market. Yeah, James Robertson. That's the thing. I mean, trying to snipe these 3 digits these days, I can't snipe these 3 digits in the market. I usually have to wait until the hype kind of dies down a little bit. Absolutely, I agree. People are attacking comics and crypto and assuming too much yesterday. We shouldn't verbally batter content creators that want to make content. Absolutely, and that's the thing. Like comics and crypto, even when I made that tweet, I said, "What's your thoughts?" Like I wanted feedback on it, what everybody thought on the new thing that came out, and I heard a lot of good feedback. But then people just automatically took it and spun it and twisted it and tried to make it seem like manipulative. Like I think that's the kind of toxic energy that you should look out for. I mean, providing feedback is necessary. Providing maybe different opinions. Maybe, you say, Sean, I really like this, or how about we could incorporate this, or maybe, just providing options or feedback I can't believe we even have to say it these days, but in like in a respectful adult way, it's like, yeah, so I just kind of talked about this a little bit, real talk, but basically you can pay for an exchange to list the token. I think that's probably what happened there. I'm not an island boy. That's so funny. Shout out to the island boys out there making their music. Hey, Johnny West Coast, appreciate you big time for tuning in as always today. I'm gonna be catching off too. My nose is about to fall off. And that's the thing, a lot of the fear in the market is just providing a lot of opportunity for people to maybe scoop up some collectibles that they had their eye on that was maybe out of reach. I think the fear always provides a new opportunity for those people. We're looking at a collectible, looking at a comic, dips down in price. People are fearful. People who aren't fearful, who know where this project is going long term, maybe they scoop up some deals. This is a great point. Each generation of new VeVe users have their own problems they deal with, and exactly that. I mean, when we joined, a lot of us joined last March. We only had less than 10,000 users on the app. By the end of March, we had 180,000, 200,000 users. That was the first big hurdle. It was, how do we delay some things to re-engineer the app to hold this many users. That was one of the biggest hurdles that we had to face. And people thought, oh, VeVe's done then. And guess what? They solved that problem. Then they moved on. Some delays happened. People were pissed. Then the delays happened. They finally came out, released. Then people were happy. Like, it's just constant cycles. So take it easy. Johnny West Coast, Willow Kid. Appreciate you as always tuning in. December, it looks like it's time for me to go as well. Everybody's hopping off. Like I said, my nose is killing me right now, so I got to hop off as well. Shout out to all my coffee gators today. Shout out to Ivy, who hit on the drop today as well, too. I know Ivy's been kind of struggling a little bit. Glad to see her hit. I was surprised when she hit and everybody else was striking out. I was like, let's go. Shout out to everybody else who hit as well today. Shout out to everyone who's been, a little bit, on the unlucky side on these drops, constantly tuning in, the support. Appreciate you guys big time. I'll answer one more question. VeVe Vibes. Have you checked out the HRO hybrid physical NFT DC cards? I've checked them out a little bit. Haven't done too much research on them, VeVe Vibes. I've seen a lot of the VeVe fam collecting them. I don't really have too much of an opinion on them just yet. I think they'll probably do good. I'm sure they'll do okay. It's not really my cup of tea. I don't really have too much money either to go be collecting over there as well too. But I would be interested if they start coming out with some kind of like premium looking collectibles as opposed to just those trading cards. But nothing to knock them. I'm sure they're going to do well. Shout out to everyone who's collecting them. I hope they do well for everybody as well too. Yeah, appreciate that big time. I'm going to go blow my nose after this. Appreciate you guys big time for tuning in as well as always. I'll catch you guys this weekend. Big drop from Disney. I'm excited to put the Medium article out there. Make sure you guys are tuned in. You get all the announcements, everything like that. Because I will put it out there on YouTube, Instagram. I'll let you guys know what the drop is, the Medium article when that happens. Till then, catch you guys later. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.